This video we're going to be comparing Shopify dropshipping with building affiliate SEO niche sites. I've got a question from Creating Guru on Twitter. He's a guy I've known for a while. We've communicated back and forth a lot, or at least we did back in the day when we were both building these niche sites, and he's now back and he wants to know whether he should start a new affiliate site with a $10 commission per order or start dropshipping, possibly because he's seen it on my Twitter or on other YouTube channels, Facebook, whatever. His goal is efficiency in terms of time invested versus revenue. So the first thing I'd like to point out to you specifically is that the $10 commission per order is the absolute lowest acceptable commission I would start a website with. So it's still okay, but it's not spectacular, and really anything less than this I wouldn't even think about starting a website. So that's one thing for this specific example I have to note. If we're talking in more general terms, I think it's best to switch over to a Word document I've created, going over some of the pros and cons of dropshipping, specifically comparing it to affiliate niche sites. So, the first thing we have to say about dropshipping that's positive is that it's far more scalable compared to niche sites. When you're buying traffic from Facebook or Instagram, you can increase the amount of traffic you buy. You just increase the budget, you create new ad targeting or whatever. It's far harder to do with niche sites. Sure, you can create more content, but because you're relying on Google to send you traffic, there's just sort of a natural cap on how much you can make in a niche or selling one product. The next advantage is that it's easier to outsource. I've tried my best, and tried it for quite a while actually, trying to get people to write for my niche sites, and it worked at times, or at least for a short time it worked, but eventually if these freelancers are good enough to create high quality content that will sell on my niche sites, then they will quickly increase their asking price for these articles, or they will just come up with high expectations from the get-go. So you can get lucky and find freelancers who are new to a platform like Upwork, who will work for $20 an hour and write good content, but as soon as they've got some hours on Upwork, as soon as they're established, they've got some good feedback from clients, then you can forget about that and they will move on or ask you to pay them more, oftentimes considerably more. If you're looking for really high quality content, like I could write it, or like you I know can write it, Creating Guru, then you're going to have to pay $50 an article and upwards. Dropshipping, on the other hand, is far easier to outsource. I've outsourced all the back-end stuff, all the customer service, answering emails, fulfilling orders, all of that has been outsourced, and I can honestly say the person I've hired to do it does it just as well, if not better, than I can do. So I've saved 20, 30, 40 hours a week with no reduction in quality, and all it costs me is $400 a month. That's just absolutely crazy, and you can forget about that happening when you're building niche sites. Next advantage to dropshipping is that the skills are more transferable. If you learn how to do Facebook ads, if you learn how to run Instagram shoutouts, if you learn how to do email marketing, selling your existing customers more, if you learn all these things, then you can easily build a really big business in the future with those skills. You can turn those skills into the building blocks, the foundation for a marketing agency or a product business where you actually create the product yourself when you do wholesaling, you buy it, import, whatever. You can do so many things with these skills that you will learn and hone as you go about your dropshipping. The next and possibly most important advantage to dropshipping compared to niche sites is that you get instant results. Now, of course, if I promise you instant results, you might think that sounds a bit like a scam or whatever, but keep in mind, I'm not promising you instant positive results. Most often, and when you're starting, this will undoubtedly happen, you will have instant results that are very negative. So you'll spend money on ads and get no sales. That's an instant result. You know right away within one day that it's not working and you need to change something. Why is this a positive? Well, because it helps you improve. You can improve very quickly. If you throw out a product, run some ads, see it's not working, okay, you immediately know this product with this ad combination or this targeting isn't working. So you then start changing. You change the product, you change the targeting, change the ad, and then over time you will learn through experience and find a winner, hopefully. With niche sites, it's just far harder to learn from experience because ranking in Google takes time. So if you're a beginner, you don't know whether content will rank in Google that you're creating. So okay, you can learn from experience, but you need to wait 3 to 6 months until you have any idea whether what you're doing is working. You can write an article, put it out, within a day you will know nothing. Within a month you know nothing. After 6 months maybe you can start saying, okay, this niche is good or this niche is bad. And when you remember that with both business models, at the start, at the beginning of your journey, you will have more failures than successes. Having to wait multiple months before you know that a site isn't going to work, that's just a huge waste of time that you could be spending on something more effective. So that's a big advantage to dropshipping. Now, for the advantage to niche sites. For one thing, they're more passive once set up. You write the content and it's there forever. You might want to make some edits, but it's going to be very, very minimal. I actually just let most of my sites sit at the moment and I'm not adding any content and I'm still collecting a monthly paycheck from lots of them. So while you will have to do most of the work because you can't outsource it easily, as we discussed before, once it's set up, you've got fairly passive income. The next thing is it's a far simpler business model. You just have a website, you write some content, throw in a few affiliate links. If you've got good copywriting and you've done your research into the Google search results, that page should start getting traffic by itself and converting by itself. And once someone clicks on your affiliate link, your work is done. They go to the company's website and either they buy or they don't. You have no more control. You don't need to answer customer service emails. You don't need to ship the product. You don't need to do anything. So it's a lot simpler and you can really focus on the core areas that will grow your business, which does help if you're a beginner because you have fewer things to think about and you can focus on mastering the 2 or 3 core aspects of the business that really matter. The final advantage that I'm sure lures a lot of people into building affiliate sites or niche sites is the minimal startup cost. It's like $9 for a domain. Then you can get a shared hosting package where you can host all your sites on it. Something like $10 a month or even less. And you'll need to get it once if you buy a shared hosting package, which I really recommend you do, because if you're going to go down the niche site route, you will start multiple websites, not just one. Believe me, trust me on that one. I've seen it too many times. So there are advantages and disadvantages to both business models, obviously. I've decided to move away from this niche site area over into dropshipping, mainly because it is more scalable and the skills are more transferable. Niche sites, you'll learn copywriting, which will definitely help you, even if you're going to go into dropshipping later. But other than that, the skills you learn aren't going to be that useful in your future business aspirations. If you have any, you might just want to do this as a little side business, make an extra couple thousand a month and be happy with that. But if you're someone like myself who would like to scale this to much grander things than a little side income, then you have to start thinking about what is scalable and where can I learn skills that will serve me well, not just in the next few months, but over the next decade. Questions to ask yourself if you're trying to decide whether to build a dropshipping store or a niche site. First of all, do you enjoy writing, and are you any good at it? If you don't enjoy writing, building niche sites is going to be a huge pain. Outsourcing it is expensive and ineffective, and you need content. Content is what niche sites live on. Without content, a niche site is nothing. The other thing is, are you good at it? While I've noticed that some beginners to dropshipping are lacking in the copywriting area, it is not quite as crucial to your success as it is when you're building niche sites. If you're not good at writing and not willing to learn, read copywriting books and practice, then niche sites probably are not for you. Here's the final question, that if you're a beginner, you've never done either thing, you've never done dropshipping, you've never done any sort of Facebook advertising or anything like that, and you've also never built an affiliate niche site, this is the question you have to ask yourself. Would you rather spend 50 hours or $1,000 on a website that later fails? If you're someone who has plenty of time, perhaps a student, still in high school, whatever, but you have minimal cash, you cannot afford to lose $1,000 on a website that will inevitably or eventually make you absolutely nothing. Then niche sites are probably for you, assuming that you do enjoy writing or are somewhat good at it. If on the other hand you've got a successful career, or you're already making a little money from other online ventures, then dropshipping could be for you because you can afford to lose this $1,000, but you would rather have the instant results. You're happy to lose $50, you'd rather lose $50 in a day than spend 50 hours, have to wait 6 months to find out whether it was worth it or not. So I think those are sort of the main questions to ask yourself, the pros and cons to each. At the end of the day, it's always going to be a personal decision. You've probably got an emotional inkling to which you would rather do anyway, so it's probably just a good idea to follow that and see where it takes you. I hope this was helpful, not only to you, Walt, but also to everyone else out here watching and listening. If you like the video, please do like the video, and if you have any questions, drop them down below in the comments or hit me up on Twitter. I answer every single question right now, so I think it's a great opportunity for you to profit. Okay, thank you very much, and until next time.